Ever found yourself mindlessly scrolling through your social media feed, only to look up and realize you've lost 2 hours of your life? What if I told you that this seemingly harmless habit could be doing serious damage to your well-being? Today, we dive into the ways social media can quietly, but surely, have a negative impact on your life. Part 1. The illusion of connection. First off, let's talk about connection. Social media has revolutionized the way we connect with people. You can send a message to a friend across the world in an instant. But here's the thing. While you may have hundreds of friends online, how many of them do you talk to in real life? Research shows that the more time we spend on social media, the more isolated we can feel. A study from the University of Pennsylvania revealed that participants who limited their social media use reported feeling less lonely and less depressed. Imagine this. You're at a party, and everyone is glued to their phones instead of engaging with each other. This is the irony of our times. We're more connected than ever, yet we often miss out on genuine interactions. Think about it. When was the last time you had a meaningful conversation with someone face-to-face without a phone in your hand? The rush of likes and comments may give you a temporary boost, but nothing beats the warmth of real-life connection. Part 2. The comparison trap. Next up, let's dig into the notorious comparison trap. Ever feel like everyone else is living their best life while you're stuck in your routine? Social media feeds are often filled with highlight reels, showcasing vacations, achievements, and flawless selfies. It's hard not to feel like you're missing out when you scroll through perfectly filtered photos of exotic beaches and extravagant parties. Here's a reality check. Those pictures are often staged, edited, and far from the truth. For every vacation photo you see, there's a real person who likely dealt with stress, anxiety, or even a bad hair day behind the scenes. It's like putting on a mask and pretending everything is perfect. Part 3. The pressure to perform. If you're on social media, you know the feeling. You post something, and then it's a waiting game to see how many likes you'll get. It's like a mini popularity contest. This pressure to showcase a curated version of yourself can lead to significant stress. It's not just about sharing moments, it's about how those moments are perceived. A study from the University of Michigan found that social media use can increase feelings of anxiety and inadequacy, especially among teens. The constant need for validation through likes and shares can create a toxic cycle. When the post doesn't get as much engagement as expected, people often feel rejected or less valuable. Imagine Rachel, a college student who loves photography. She posts a stunning picture of her campus, but it only gets a handful of likes. The next day, she posts a more generic picture of her lunch, and boom, it goes viral. She finds herself in a spiral, feeling pressure to keep posting just to maintain that level of engagement. What started as a hobby now feels like a job, and the joy is slipping away. Part 4. FOMO, the fear of missing out. Let's not forget about FOMO. This little devil can be devastating for your mental health. When you see friends hanging out without you or attending events you weren't invited to, it can feel like you're on the outside, looking in. Social media magnifies this feeling because it's all laid out in front of you. A study from the University of California found that FOMO can lead to increased levels of anxiety and stress. It's like a constant reminder that you're not living up to some imaginary standard of fun. You scroll through your feed, and suddenly you're comparing your Saturday night on the couch to someone else's night out dancing. Let's look at Tom, who used to enjoy quiet evenings at home. After seeing endless posts of his friends partying, he starts feeling like he's missing out. So, he forces himself to go out, even when he'd rather binge watch his favorite show. What happens? He ends up exhausted and dissatisfied, wishing he had just enjoyed his evening in peace. Part 5. The misinformation maze. Now, let's talk about misinformation. With the click of a button, anyone can share information, but not all of it is accurate. Social media has become a breeding ground for fake news, conspiracy theories, and misinformation. When you're bombarded with conflicting information, it can lead to confusion and distrust. For instance, during the pandemic, social media played a massive role in spreading both information and misinformation about COVID-19. Research from MIT showed that false information spread 6 times faster than the truth on social media. It's enough to make anyone's head spin. You might find yourself doubting what to believe, which adds unnecessary stress to your life. Picture Lisa, a new mom navigating the world of parenting advice. She follows a bunch of parenting groups on Facebook, but she's overwhelmed by contradictory advice. One post says to avoid vaccinations, while another touts their importance. It's enough to make her question everything she thought she knew. This confusion can lead to anxiety, and suddenly, Lisa isn't just worried about being a good mom, she's doubting her decisions entirely. Part 6. The time sinkhole. Let's not overlook the time factor. Ever notice how quickly the minutes turn into hours when you're scrolling? Social media can be a serious time sinkhole. You plan to check your feed for just 5 minutes, and before you know it, you're deep into videos of cats and do-it-yourself projects, and 3 hours have passed. A study from the University of California, Irvine, found that the average person spends about 2 hours a day on social media. Did you know this adds up to over 700 hours a year? Think about what you could do with all that time. You could read books, take up new hobbies, or even just relax without the pressure of social media. Part 7. The impact on self-esteem. Lastly, let's address the elephant in the room: self-esteem. Social media can have a profound effect on how we see ourselves. When your worth is tied to your likes, comments, and followers, it can lead to a fragile self-image. The constant comparison can erode your confidence and make you second-guess yourself. Mia, for example, has always struggled with body image issues. She scrolls through images of models and influencers, each photo reminding her of her insecurities. Instead of feeling inspired, she feels defeated. She starts obsessing over her appearance and even considers drastic measures to change how she looks. It's a slippery slope, and social media can fuel that fire. Social media can be a double-edged sword. It can connect us and entertain us, but it can also leave us feeling isolated, anxious, and insecure. The next time you log on, take a moment to reflect on how it makes you feel. Are you inspired or drained? Are you connecting with others? Or are you just scrolling to pass the time? Remember, your worth isn't determined by your online presence. Life is happening right now, not online but offline, in the real world. It's time to find balance. Be mindful of your social media use and invest in real connections. After all, the best moments are often those that don't make it to your feed. We hope this video has empowered you on your journey. Remember, you are strong enough to break the cycle. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you later!